And there we go.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to moderate technical difficulty / checks. We're just swapped out a few things. We're making sure that everything works okay.
Welcome to moderate technical difficulties.
Let us know if you can hear us. That being said, I don't know if anybody's watching, so I don't know if that's going to be of any use. We're going to say words. Boop-a-doop-a-doop.
We're
We're
good.
good? All right, so we have sound.
Awesome. I also
that-
just realized, fucking thing's gone.
No!
My thing's gone. Why is it gone?
Oh, man. Moderate technical difficulties.
Moderate technical difficulties.
That being said, that gives me time to wax dungeon mastery. So when last we left, we had some shocking news come to us. The morbid and unfortunate death of Salis, as well as another local. Since then, a week and a half has passed. You guys haven't healed or changed what you have. You've kept up your stocks using your credit, but otherwise, it's been a harrowing amount of time, so you really haven't had a chance to catch your breath. As it stands, the village itself had a day of mourning and held a service for the villager. You guys were holding your own service, so you didn't head down. Since then, everybody's been up to something. Elbjorn's been drinking, but Absolution's been trying to make sure he doesn't go too far. What has the owl been doing?
Well, the owl has presumably collected her new mask and has been completely dedicated to trying to solve this particular murder in almost a frenzy-like state.
And yet, to her frustration, the guard have been, if anything, deadlocking her. It seems that after a few more civil attempts, you were confronted by the captain. He told you in no short order that the only reason that you guys aren't suspects is because you lost one of your own, and that otherwise he wants you out of an investigation that's his purview. Things were tense for a few days, and so you've sort of been mulling things over and keeping tabs on things on your own hands while you're on your ranger duties. Steelfist went and got himself a particularly long rifle, has been practicing with it with Corvo every now and again. He seems to have gotten a little bit quieter and more paranoid. Trunk and Elmira have been spending more time talking to each other. They seem to be going through the shock well enough. How is Vesta doing?
Vesta has been doing nothing but baking for the past week and a half.
Oh my god. So much baked goods.
Yeah.
Luckily, that means that the rations that you used to have that were boring trail rations have since, in the time that you've been eating and filling back up, actually been replaced with Vesta's food, which should provide you like Vesta's actual role in healing when you need it.
Yeah.
Currently, it is roughly midday. You guys are outranging along... Actually, would you be able to bring me that board on the far side? Thank you. All right. You guys have been ranging on the southern road, the one that goes down to the failed pass where you had gone and found that sourdough. As it stands, you guys are up to your normal duties, making sure that nothing's awry and nothing's out of the ordinary.
She found a sourdough, so you're making sure that nothing's awry.
Oof. Ouch.
Oh, man.
I'm happy with myself.
That one hurt.
You can hurt all you want. I'm happy with myself on that one.
That was pretty good.
Oh.
So the other day, you guys spotted a couple of coyotes coming here and there along this trail. You've seen them go from place to place for a few days, but rather than dispersing around the area, they seem to be collecting into a larger pack. You guys went down to this broken down barrier to investigate. Currently, you don't see them.
That's unusual. Would have thought those coyotes would have hung around a little longer.
I don't know why they would. The coyotes.
Yeah, they're up to coyote business.
Yeah.
What business do coyotes do?
Coyote business.
I'm assuming they have deals with like Acme Incorporated and things like that.
Look, there are some very important dynamite purchases.
Yeah.
John is coming back in this episode.
Oh, no.
Someone bought an anvil off a guy named Leland.
No. Well, stole it more likely. He didn't
Stole
have
it
his
more
anvil when he
likely.
left. Oh, no.
Since then, Leland has been smithing anvils to get himself started again. Right. So you guys are currently at that spot along the base. I am going to walk on over and on the map mark with some markers where you last saw the coyotes.
I was going to say you can also use dice markers.
Those might be useful in this scenario.
You can use the Star Wars dice markers.
I can. Oh, I miss that game. I have not actually played a decent game of it, period, but I really like the dice.
Yeah, the dice are just solid.
So I'm going to mark with the number of pips the amount of days ago you saw the coyotes.
Ooh.
You are here at 18.
Okay, so they actually form like a path.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of migrating that way. Which way is north? North is this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
North is
So they're
this way.
migrating southeast?
Yeah, I'm going to turn this so this is the proper direction for our friendly viewers.
There we go.
Do
Okay,
you want to
well,
put it on the top down?
Yeah, just for a little bit for that.
let's continue along that path, I guess.
Okay, currently you guys are here at 18. You're actually technically on the other side of the border right now. You guys are, as I mentioned at the Collapse Pass. You can head back up towards that view of the Highlands, and then maybe go off road if you can get a trail together.
Well, I don't think it's worth crossing the border just for coyotes.
Oh, you've already crossed it.
We should probably go back across the border then.
Yeah.
Don't want to get in any legal trouble. Man.
Okay, back across the border.
Back-
I think we should follow that trail where the coyotes are clearly headed.
Further into the border?
No, back up and then. Oh my gosh, I keep yawning.
So, yeah, you guys head back the way you came. To
Okay.
put it significantly simpler.
Okay.
And you are back on territory as you are supposed to be.
Well,
It's a little bit after noon when you get to that sort of big sweeping view of the desert highlands. From there, this is the location where they were last seen about a day ago. You guys slow up. You see that Trunk and Elmira are sort of scanning each side of the road.
well,
Can we find tracks?
yep. I'll look for some tracks. I'll sleuth out some tracks.
Roll.
Using my keen investigation skills. That's 17.
17? 17, you managed to pick up the tracks. They head, sure enough, in the direction that you project from what you see on the map. From here, based on your roll, you've also been able to discover roughly their number. You expect that this might be a pack of maybe 8 to 10.
Oh, that's a pretty sizable pack. Well,
Cool.
it seems like they're just passing through. I mean,
Let's just keep going along the trail.
yeah, keep following them.
These guys go off the trail. Currently, they just seem to head off into the wilderness in the mountains.
Well, I guess that's where coyotes belong. No sense in hunting them down. Although if Salas were here, I bet he'd want us to go get them.
Well, it's also worth noting, Absolution chimes in. Over there, it seems to be that it's heading somewhat towards the tavern. Might be that they've got some excess food that might draw them in.
Yeah, let's head towards the tavern.
Okay.
think, and check out that area.
Ask them to keep their garbage in coyote safe containers.
Yeah. Inside.
Inside, you know, it's kind of the rule. People never listen, but
Elbjorn just stretches and yawns. All right, so what are we doing?
uh,
Going over rocks or over other rocks? More organized rocks.
I think more organized rocks towards the inn. Check out that area.
yep.
Make sure that the coyotes haven't set up camp there.
All right, you guys start making your way back up the trail. Who wants to shuffle and draw?
So no.
I will.
No.
Not here.
Hand rises from the grave.
Oh man.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice. Whack. Sometimes I can still see him drawing all the good cards.
Like that one?
Yeah, like that one. Like the Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
All right.
Jealous me.
So jealous.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys make your way up to the ruined ranch at about early afternoon. This is the place where you found the sourdough. Vesta's at the head of the group, keeping an eye on things, and you actually see that there's a couple of mountain goats that seem to be making their way around. Looking back and forth along the path they're following, you can tell that presumably they haven't been followed by the coyotes or hunted. You get the indication they're not here.
Okay. I relay that to the rest of the group.
Well, guess we should keep moving on to the tavern then. There's not really anything else in the area that the coyotes are gonna intersect if they keep on that path.
All right, in that case, who is at the fore next?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Ooh, you're trying to steal it from me.
I was
Don't
gonna
worry,
give
it's
it
gonna
to
be a big
Elbjorn.
red one. Well, a little red one. That's good.
That's a medium-sized red one.
5 of hearts.
Well, you know how it be.
Medium-sized.
That's going to be an interesting out-of-context clip.
Wow. The silence that followed.
You guys hit the crossroads where there's the watchtower. You, at the head of the group, the guards don't necessarily see you, and you sort of giggle at yourself getting way closer than you should for an active watchtower. It gives you a little bit of joy knowing that you managed to get the one up on a bunch of people who have stonewalled you out of this investigation.
Idiots with their red tape. Can't even see a approaching convoy from half a mile. What idiots.
You guys continue on to a narrow cliff that overlies the inn. Here you're able to lead your horses along, but it's a little bit tight. Who is at the fore next? Or are you going to stop to do anything while you're here?
Just keep on trucking. As long as we get to the tavern, that's really all we can do. We're not going to take on 10 coyotes for no good reason.
I would like to take on 10 coyotes for no good reason.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we know you would, Ghost of Salus.
But you're not here right now.
All right.
I grapple.
Who would you like to... Who is going to be at the fore in the party right now?
Let's go with Trunk. 3 of spades.
Poor Trunk.
So, as you guys are making your way along, you get a warning a little ways ahead. You guys notice that the narrow cliff trail that you traversed a few times on your ranging is a bit narrower this time. Trunk seems to be sweating a little.
Nice.
Nice.
Currently, it's the late afternoon. You make progress. You head from the mine down towards the crossroads between the mine and the tavern. You're a little ways off, and start along towards where you would have last seen any evidence or where you suspect the coyotes might be. Currently, someone is at the tavern. You,
Me?
which I'll say in excessively vague terms until you show up just to make it weird. You are currently checking the tavern. You haven't found the people you're looking for. You know their vague description, and people have mentioned that they could be just about anywhere, to your frustration. You've made your way through town. You know that they might be at the rookery, or they could be at the mine, or they could be out on one of the trails. That being said, it's getting a little bit later.
Darn it, does people even exist?
No.
No.
Do we know at this point who, like, the person who runs the tavern?
You guys haven't really had the time to come down here.
Oh.
Elbjorn knows, though.
Does he ever?
I guess I'll check the rookery.
All right. You start making your way up the trail. So, you guys are going up the road towards the tavern, and there's a few people who are making their way up the road that you don't recognize, and this place is not home to a lot of new faces.
Suspicious.
There is a mousefolk in very, traditional monastic robes, armed with a sizable amount of weapons.
Don't like that. Don't like that one. Have they seen us?
You're a little ways off. You've got the jump on them.
I'm not just gonna fight random people.
And I'm not suggesting we fight them. I'm just saying maybe we should let them continue on their way without having noticed us.
Why? We're in the city.
Well, we're wanted in a large percent of the land. We're right on the border of that place, actually, and we just crossed it a little while ago.
But not here.
Better safe than sorry.
But they're not gonna physically drag all of us back.
This person's getting closer. They're on foot.
I don't see what the big deal is.
I'm in the bushes currently hiding, being like, come on.
No, I'm just gonna keep walking as normal.
Okay, I'll brush myself off and follow
the moment
a
when
little
you're
bit
a
behind
kid.
you.
The moment when you're a kid and you have a really cool idea, but none of your friends want to follow you, so you end up just being like, well, I don't want to be alone, and so you just continue to walk off after them.
Yeah, pretty much. Vesta doesn't seem to understand the severity of the situation we're in, but
Yeah, somebody's walking down the street towards us.
someone we
The
don't know.
stranger gives you sort of like a smile and nod and continues on.
I smile and nod.
I'd like to
Continue
roll understand to see if that was a knowing smile or not.
Go for it.
Rolls like as high as he can. It's just like, oh yes, he knows exactly who.
That's a 10.
You can feel the
A
garrote
10.
around her neck.
This is just someone friendly saying hello on the street. You definitely could tell that you were being studied, but based on the weapons, you figure that's the way that anybody with combat training assesses a threat. You do it too, so who are you to judge?
Okay. So it seems like this time, you were right, and there was nothing to
I
worry
mean,
about.
who is he to judge? He's a paranoid person. So, like, Henny is well within her right to judge however
I
she
would,
wants.
I would argue Henny is well within her rights to judge.
Yeah.
But, no, you're right. Seems like they're just passing through.
I'm thinking that like this has probably happened multiple times in the last like week and a half. Like this is a regular occurrence where Henny's like, we gotta hide in the bushes. And Vesta's like, no, we don't have to hide. And Henny's like, we do.
Well, it doesn't have to be the bushes. I'm just saying there's no reason in drawing attention to ourselves.
It could be the trees.
In the trees.
I feel like this is a regular conversation.
It's just the horses don't really fit in the trees. It's
As you guys look onwards, you see that there's an older-looking mousefolk, gruff and dirty-looking, walking alongside two children.
Looks pretty scary.
You don't know those children could be Some sort of spies in disguise.
Shapeshifters.
There is a serial killer on the loose. I can't stress that enough.
Hansel and Gretel about to fuck shit up.
You're not here right now. You get out.
I'm allowed to sass you. The ghost of Salus will always sass.
Man. Leland didn't send you sassy letters.
The group approaches.
That would have been
They
great.
still haven't seen you.
Just keep walking.
Okay. Okay, fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's probably fine.
It's fine.
I don't think they're killer assassins in any way, shape, or form. It'll be fine. We'll just go up, we'll say hello, they'll say hello back, and then they'll keep moving there, and they won't think of us ever again. It'll be fine.
All right. As you guys walk by, you get sort of like a tired nod from who you now recognize to be a miner. The kids both wave at you. Hello, Rangers.
I wave back.
I wave back too.
Is it like slightly more hesitant? Like, I'm watching you.
No, it's 100% like a hello, kids. But in the back of my mind, unless you're a secret spy, I'm watching you like a hawk.
Like a wolf.
You guys see someone else a ways off. They're heavily armored. You see that they've got like a wide-brimmed hat and a half cape. Huge figure. In pale blue, no less. Holding what seems to be just like an axe just out.
That's a big boy.
Just out, like in their hand?
Yeah.
Don't like that boy.
Huh. Okay.
You know, they say...
Just like in the street? Walking down the road?
I mean, this is kind of like an open country road in a sense.
that has they seen us?
Not yet.
I turn to Vesta and I say, well, you know what they say, 1 in 3 people is an assassin sent to kill you. And he is wearing the colors of that.
Nobody says that.
I'm just saying, he is wearing the colors of that giant monstrosity the Redcoat Mining Company was going to send after you guys. Or send you to him, I suppose.
You mean the vague color blue?
That specific shade of blue.
Absolution chimes in. As to shades of blue, I actually am on Henny's side.
Thank you, Absolution. It doesn't happen often, but I appreciate it when you are. No, I'm not saying he was sent to kill us. I'm just saying if he was...
Why would he be wearing that color?
Loyalty. They're pretty loyal to that big man.
Yes, but if it was an assassin that didn't want us to recognize that he was connected to that celestial, why would they be wearing the color?
I don't know. Assassins do weird things. An assassin once hired...
This person's gotten closer. They still haven't seen you.
They once hired an entire ship to come after us. A naval ship? A battleship.
Yes.
Best part was it wasn't even to come after you specifically. You just got dragged into that entire kerfuffle.
I'll bring that up.
I like that arc, Night of the Life Drinkers, chapters 1 and 2, being described as a kerfuffle. There was arson, there were cannons, there were multiple thefts.
Kerfuffle.
It was a kerfuffle.
You stole horses that you are currently riding.
Kerfuffle.
They're good boys.
I'm just saying. We came here to keep a low profile.
We're walking down a street.
I don't know. I think this is all getting to you a little bit there.
Maybe. Salus was murdered and turned into a parrot.
Yes, you think I don't realize that?
This isn't normal. We're not dealing with normal people here.
Yeah, clearly.
So forgive me.
This isn't normal.
Forgive me if I'm a little suspicious. You're gonna go up and say hi, aren't you?
Yes.
Love the levels of spite.
As you guys start making your way up and get within, like, common line of sight, you guys are rangers, so this entire past couple of weeks you've been training yourselves by, like, you know, keenly observing your surroundings. So you do get the jump, but you're a little ways away, and this figure sort of slows and stops to study you.
I want to roll. I want to roll understand. If this is a knowing if they understand that we understand that they understand that they know who we are.
Roll for it.
That's pretty good. That's a 11.
11. So currently, Henny understands that the figure ahead seems to be attempting to understand who it is that you are, and seems to, based on the distinctiveness of your group, probably have some inclination of who it is you are, and understands that in particular.
I don't like that. I'm gonna kind of pull my hood a little bit closer over top of myself and maybe try and sneak away from the party at large. They're not very discreet. They're gonna blow my cover. I'm just gonna pretend like I don't know who they are.
So you're on this country road, and there's a group of people walking down the road, and you just see one person in the group go like this and like walk off the road.
Not off the road, behind, like a little more behind, as though I'm just hanging out, also going the same direction as
I'm
these
just
people.
traveling to the tavern. What's suspicious about this?
Well,
I am not at all with
my
you.
original plan was much stronger, but somebody didn't seem to want to go along with it.
Just gonna tweak this until it's nice and aligned. There we go. Ooh, that's crisp.
Crisp.
Oh, that's some detailed drawings going on.
What? No, nothing suspicious is
Oh,
happening.
are we going into battle?
Well,
I mean, it's kind of like a 6 against 1 fight.
then it will be an even fight.
Not gonna lie, that's what I'm thinking in my head right now. Because I know who this character is.
Yes.
So it is very much in my head. Yeah, right?
I mean, Henny is a non-combatant. Well, not non-combatant, but not geared for combat. Vesta is...
I have 10 firebombs.
Now that's the way to start the combat right there. Shit.
That's a way to introduce you. I have 10 firebombs.
See, this is... I'm imagining this as that John Mulaney bit. Like, do you guys know the one, like, the... I have AIDS, the, like, I'm new in town, that one?
No.
Okay. I encourage people to look it up at some point. It's got to be on YouTube. It's huge. But he describes this interaction with someone who basically puts things in a weird order, basically accosts him on the street the way that you do when you're being asked for change. And it's basically like, excuse me, with like a push. And to make a bit short, because I'm not going to just jack someone's bit, the person goes, I am gay, I have AIDS, and I'm new in town. And I'm just imagining this, like, you guys approaching, being like, my name is The Wolf, I'm an investigator, it is nice to meet you. And then you're just like, I have 10 firebombs. Well, I do like, what?
Just try and fuck with me.
I do like that because it really changes the situation from I'm nice and trusting and I trust everyone to I have 10 firebombs. I'm not afraid of this person.
Oh, it's such just a beautiful bit.
It's just, it really does just come right out of nowhere.
Like, I love it particularly because it's just like, Vesta's not a combatant. I have 10 firebombs. I don't need to be a combatant.
You really don't. Like, yeah, 10, that'll do it. Man, imagine that this weird stranger is Ken's new character.
Imagine that.
Oh.
I mean, Will seems to be making a pretty big deal about them.
Also, it's not 6 versus 1, it's 7.
Have tease.
Alright, 7 to
Have
1.
tease.
I think I got this.
Have tease.
I'll go for the shield wall first.
You could spell have set.
We could.
All right. Well,
pretty poetic, actually.
Hang on a sec. Let me move my maximum speed. There we go.
Oh my god. You're not very fast.
No, I need to adjust my speed on here.
We're also all on horses, aren't we?
Yep, you guys are all on horseback.
Yeah, my speed, for anyone who is interested, is 3 and 0.
You just can't move on off turns.
No.
Anything
Oh my
that says you
God.
can use your off turn movement, you can do because you don't have any, but still you have a move action. But like otherwise, that's it.
Mine is currently 12 and 6.
I would like to use all my off turns to move. I've moved.
Done.
Oof. I don't like the fact that he's gotten closer.
Okay, well, move me forward.
Yeah, how much do horses move in one go?
You guys would probably move like if you're slowing up, maybe like 6, but 10 would be your group's tilt.
Yeah, like Vesta's not gonna slow down. You're just like lumbering along and
Well,
we're,
like,
galloping.
I like this because I'm lumbering along, and now this entire group is taking up the street, and now my social anxiety is kicking in, where it's just like, fuck, now I have to like step off to the side because this fucking group isn't gonna move out of the fucking way.
I mean, also, though, like, I hear what you're saying, but counterpoint, I feel like horses have right of way.
Also,
Like,
why are we in the middle of the road? I feel like we would be, on the right of the road. or
we're
something.
rangers. We have to assert ourselves.
Yeah.
Unless there's someone strange and new.
What are you doing?
I mean, I guess I'm getting out of the way of the fucking horses.
But these are the people that you
I thought it was. I only had definitions for 2.
do
Oh,
see them though.
Well, I see 1.
Oh.
You would have had sort of glimpses and flashes. You know this to be the group nonetheless.
Sees one and one wearing a different mask. Can't be the same person.
Well, in that case, I see the person that I'm supposed to talk to. Like, I'm just gonna kind of plant, axe in ground, stand in front, and then just kind of go, well, howdy, everyone. How's it going?
Now, the way I'm picturing this, we're in, the out west, and it's a group of horses, and some, guy with an axe, and he just, plants himself in the
just
middle of
kinda-
the road. And the people
I
on the
Tiananmen
horses...
Square this shit.
The people on the horses, pull up, and, they do the thing with the horse, so they, turn it sideways, and they're like, what do you want?
Oh my god.
Do I have the name for
Just the one that you know.
just the
From
one
this
that I
group.
know? Okay. Then I'm gonna point at Absolution and go, now, you wouldn't happen to be Absolution, would you?
I would. You see him sort of grip his sword hilt a little and grab the
Oh,
strap on his shield.
no need for a fight. No need for a fight.
No need for a fight in pale blue. Explain yourself. Who are you?
I am a servant of the Red Star.
And who would that be?
How much do I know? Do I know all?
You aren't sure of all. You just know why you're here and what message you're supposed to deliver.
What was the message again? Did you send that to me on Discord?
It would be a big scroll.
It would be a big scroll? Okay, because I did not write that down, and I should have written that down. Let me just do a real big scroll on this one.
I can pull you aside. If, actually, this is the campaign that Mongrel would have joined. The one with, the Baron and all that.
Oh yeah.
So as a meta thing, while I pull Ken aside, would you guys like to discuss this probably contextually relevant campaign?
Let's see. That goes way back. Can you do some
Was
part?
I in this
Nope.
campaign?
No.
So
I don't
this
think
is
you were.
this is you.
This is
This
all
is the one
Gabe.
with the Baron.
What of the Baron? The dead one or the live idiot one?
The live idiot one.
Oh, the one where was it Mongrel or was it the lizard man?
I think it was Mongrel.
Okay, so
I wasn't in this campaign.
yeah, so a lot of stuff happened in that campaign. One of the major things, if I remember correctly, was a boy, more of a man, who was a blacksmith, and they had a friend named Jasper, and they joined Jasper joined a cult, and that was not a good idea on his part because they were a pretty evil cult. And this poor blacksmith boy got slurped into the cult, but he didn't really want to be a part of the cult. But he figured out that if he just had to wait a year and a day, and he could change his true name, and if he did that, then the cult would no longer have his soul, which was really great. Except for then he died, and so now he's in cult hell forever,
Trapped with his buddy.
trapped with his buddy Jasper and also his brother, I think.
No, not his brother.
Oh, okay. Well, his brother was a real dink, so
Both of them, really.
well,
In different ways.
in different ways.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to say to Absolution. Now, I don't know all the details of the Red Star. I only know what he's done for me and what he's told me about you. You survived Rookery Hill, correct?
Yes.
Then I have to tell you that the enemies that you face there have risen again. That's all I know.
Fuck. 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 Fuck.
Where is
Would-
what's that? What's going on?
Would you be willing to explain to me what you've seen?
Well, I can say that I also fought in that war. I also almost died in that war. The Red Star saved me. He gave me life again. So, I do his work.
Well, I can tell you that I'm interested in what you have to say, but not the evangelizing. What's this about the enemy?
Just that he's risen again. That's all I know.
Very well. Perhaps your Red Star can be of use in some capacity.
Oh, he is very much of use.
It's getting late. Do you have a place to stay?
No, I do not.
Well, sucks to suck. We better get home.
But
Yes.
I got my tent. And I got my shell.
Would you be willing to bring it with us? I can stay behind. There's someone you'll want to meet from the Rookery. An old friend of mine.
Alright. He did say there were two.
Albjorn sort of turns and back to you guys. I guess we're hanging back?
I guess what?
I thought we were moving on ahead. Yeah, I suppose we can hang back.
All right. Let's continue on our coyote search.
Mm-hmm.
Good old coyote search.
You guys hear a snarling.
Oh, that's them, isn't it? Is that our coyotes? Oh.
A couple of coyotes leap down towards, well, who are you?
Okay, I won't do this in a voice. Because I'm technically not actually saying this. My character is Reginald Clarkswell II.
Mhm.
He is Tortugan. And he wears very heavy armor. And he is slow as all hell.
Yeah, he certainly seems that way.
Yeah. Yeah, because he is Tortugan, he has, like, he's already pretty slow. But, like, on top of that, he's wearing heavy mail. So,
Ooh.
but at the same time, his threshold is 22.
Oh my god.
His base threshold when he's fighting is 22.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And essentially, he is a planar sky warrior. He's like the 5th edition equivalent of a paladin.
Okay.
Yeah. But he doesn't have a shield because he doesn't need a shield because his shell is his shield.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Speaking of which, there's an attack that comes at you from the coyote biting at your ankle for 13 damage.
Just kind of goes, but doesn't really seem to find purchase, does it?
Not so much. On the other side of you see Absolution on the other side just like shake a coyote off of his van brace. What are you guys doing?
No.
You're on horseback and you just saw all these coyotes close in now.
Oh no.
Yeah, that ain't good.
I'm gonna throw a firebomb.
Yep.
In the center of those. It's a 5x5 box, right?
So
Can I get?
Yeah, you can get them all.
Can I get those 4?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
You guys are going to go from rangers to firefighters.
Yeah, if you throw it right there.
Real fucking quick.
I'm still throwing it on the road. Firebomb. Throwing it.
Water bomb.
Earth bomb! Heart bomb.
That was not a very good roll. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
13.
13. As you hurl the bomb, there is a snarl. You're targeting to hit all 4, right?
Yeah.
So it's centered here.
Yeah.
They move outside of the radius. The bomb clatters to the ground. You see this one, and these 2 leap down the rock face. It's your turns.
We're gonna have to get off the horses, aren't we?
Well,
Yep, looks like it.
I'm going to... What's the range on two-handed weapons? Is it just the one range, or is it 2?
You should have a second square's reach.
Okay. Then C1. I'm just going to...
All right. So you give it a big two-handed swing of the axe.
Big two-handed swings. That is an 18.
18. All right.
The math is really easy when you don't have to sort through benefits.
Yeah, it would be. Ain't that the truth? All right, I'm gonna dismount from my horse and send it. Well, I guess away from the coyotes because I don't want them getting bitten by coyotes. Go, horse!
Go, horse, go!
Get out of here! Don't get eaten by coyotes, you big dunce. I trust Fast Hoof.
Go, horse.
Fast hoof.
Fast Hoof. Exactly.
All right. Elbjorn hops off his horse as well. You see Trunk is staying on his horse, as is Elmira. Steelfist also.
All right, I'm pulling out 2 hatchets.
All right.
I'm hatching it a plan. You need a plan? I'm hatching it.
Steelfist
That
on
was
horseback.
worse than my jokes.
It was.
On horseback.
Are we
runs
having a
off.
competition on that now?
So Steelfist on horseback leans halfway off his saddle and runs by with an uppercut against this one here.
That's got to have so much force to it.
Yeah. How is he uppercutting it if he's on a horse?
He's leaning off to the side.
Like a...
It's like
Oh, man,
just
that's good.
barely
That's
gets
good.
under.
And continues on with where he's riding.
All right, I'm gonna throw a hatchet at that boy.
All right. Give me that damage.
Hatchet time, go!
And did you grab the new weapon stats? Like the swift, precise, that stuff?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's the reason I asked for your character sheet. Okay.
Oh,
your
I also don't have that listed. Oh wait, no, I do. I do have that.
Your hatchet is swift balanced.
Okay.
Or no, swift heavy.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. I
So
only had it
just-
for my weapon. Or
Just
for my
remember
armor.
to remind me that when you attack.
Okay. Does that mean anything for my grace stat?
Nope.
Okay. That's a pretty good roll, boys.
I only have it listed for my armor. What's my axe at?
Your axe should be actually the same, swift heavy.
Swift heavy. All right.
That's a 16.
Against which number?
Boy 7. 6, 7. No, C7. That's a C. For coyote. That makes sense.
And sorry, say the number again.
No, we're fighting.
My
cougars.
memory's garbage.
16.
16. All right. As you throw this hatchet, there's a whoomp that you almost hear making an impact more than just the sound of the attack itself. The hatchet digs deep into one of the coyote's haunches as it sort of skitters out of the way, and you hear a yelp. Seems to have been a heavy hit.
Coyote do not like him swift.
Or heavy.
Or maybe heavy.
It's one of those things. They're thin boys. They don't like being hit with heavy things.
No, they don't. I can confirm. My roommate hates it when I throw a fridge at him.
Elmira on horseback rushes past, fires a shot, and then a shot while riding.
I'm going to say, hit him again, Elmira.
Does that plink C1 dead or no?
Nope. Likewise, Trunk rides past with a nice big great axe swing.
Oh, and I am using tactical to tell Elmira to hit him again.
Okay, so it is a...
It is an official...
All right.
She will listen to me. She will do as I say.
She has to.
Vesta
Oh,
does
my.
not. Vesta does not. But if I tell Elmira to hide, I guess in combat, maybe she will. Honestly, who knows? But if I tell her to do something she was already doing, she probably will. I have a way with Beethoven.
And that was against C1. You wanted the second hit?
Yeah.
Or even if it's just like, shoot him again. I already doing it.
Like, okay.
Like, I don't even tell me twice.
And the other one was 4, correct?
Yes.
All right. Trunk swung at 3.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, the 2 hits weren't enough to take the coyote out. These ones were very quick, like quick shots. You note that they seem to be moving reasonably quickly, but the accuracy that Elmira has seems to salvage it a little bit. They still make an impact, but nothing super spectacular. Trunk's greatsword, however, is quite effective.
It's the heavy.
It's the hip. It's the heave.
Are we picking up the cars outside the mic, or no?
I don't know, we got a bunch of loud revers.
I mean, I'm listening to the audio right now, so I'll let you know in like 10 seconds.
Nice.
All right.
That's got to be some cognitive dissonance.
Not really. I learned to ignore myself.
It
Not
just
really.
needs-
I learned to ignore myself.
Not really. I learned to ignore
Oh,
myself.
God.
Not really. I learned to ignore myself.
And that's how you deal psychic damage. All right.
Oh,
Has
man.
anybody not acted yet?
You threw a fireball.
I threw a fireball. Yes.
Okay. In that case, that's everyone. Goes back to the coyotes' turns.
Oh, there's a lot of these boys, ain't they?
These ones rush and form a pack and start moving this way.
Oh, shit.
As this happens, these ones run after the horses and their riders.
Elmira being on horseback, she still forms a group with me, right?
Actually, no. She's not able to form a formation with you.
Oh, okay. I was
This
just
one
wondering for her benefit.
leaps down and they swing about to start mobbing Absolution.
Ah, shit. We should really be helping our friend.
He starts to get overwhelmed pretty quickly. You see him fighting back a reasonable amount. The coyotes going after Trunk, Elmira, and Steelfist, though, don't seem to be particularly effective.
The C1 that's attacking Absolution, I'm going to off turn and shield bash it.
All
So that's just a regular attack, and then I get to move it, right?
Yep. And you move to follow.
Yes. All right. So 10, that's 18, and that's a 22 on C1, and blop, blop, and I think that's all I'm going to move it.
All right. And you said 22?
Yep.
What type of damage again? Swift heavy?
Shields?
Oh, shield would just be balanced heavy, I'll say.
Okay.
Which, nonetheless, is effective against... Is that 1?
Yep. I would hope that my shield is heavy. It's my back.
Yeah.
You hear it crunching as the coyote then skitters back into the dirt behind you.
So it... Gonzo?
Now, when you say you're like, are you turning around backwards to shield
Yes.
bash him?
Yes. I call the move Shell Shock.
Oh, I like that.
Because
That's
that's
very
literally
fun.
what the Ninja Turtles call it when they do that.
They usually have 2, I think.
Yeah, they have 2 when they do that,
Cool.
and that's the Shell Shock.
Off turns.
Which, like, God, could you imagine a giant turtle crushing you with another? Like, it'd be like getting hit with 2 big steel pieces of I-beam. Just clung. That'd be awful.
That would be terrible. Genuinely terrible.
The coyote spent some time maneuvering around the battlefield around you. As the one that you hit follows the skittering and gets some distance from you, this one here and the other 2 turn to mob you in turn.
Alright. What damage type are they doing?
These guys are doing swift balanced.
I only have piercing and... I only have that type of armor type listed on this.
Oh, what kind of armor you have?
Chain and plate.
Okay, you're resilient to swift, but 1 vulnerable against precise. You're resilient to one of the 2, so you count as resilient, so it's half damage.
Okay.
And that's after what you would take, not before the hit.
You're right.
Or sorry, other way around. It halves the damage first, then everything happens.
Yeah.
So the first coyote attack is a 22, so that would be 11. The next one is another 22, so another 11.
What is your threshold, my dude?
22.
I thought it could only go up to 10.
No.
And the next one is lower.
That's shield wall. I'm not even taking into account the shield wall with absolution.
Oh my god. You just naturally.
I'm naturally that beef.
So your threshold is 22.
Yes.
Yeah, so as these coyotes are mobbing around you, you're basically just sort of like kicking and shoving them off as fast as they can come, as if they're not even attacking you.
Alright.
Holy shit.
You see Steelfist reel back and knock one of these bastards off. Before this one takes the opportunity to skitter up with number 1. It's back to your turns.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my second hatchet at boy number here over here, the 7th one.
All right.
The 7th coyote of the 7th coyote.
Coyote number
I
7,
love that book.
Coyote numero 7.
Genuinely, that's one of my favorite books.
Okay, that is a 6, 7, 8, 13, 14.
They made such a shitty movie about it.
14. Still a decent impact.
Now, I have Knave,
Mhm.
which means that I can make an attack while retrieving weapons, which I can do as a free action.
Yep, you just need to be close enough to physically do it.
Can I go 1, 2, and grab them and back up?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Making 2 attacks for pulling out 2 hatchets. Been waiting to do this a long time, and the opportunity has never presented itself.
So you just like run up, grab them, leap back.
Yeah. Well, I need my hatchets back.
I just like that instead of like entering the melee with the hatchets, now you're just like, nope.
Well, I'm not Salus. That's a 10.
That's true.
And a
The ghost of Salus is very disappointed. He's shouting
8.
grapple them in your ear.
So 18.
Yeah, you run up at the coyote that you've dug some hatchets into. As it dodges side to side weakly with some decent cuts in, you move and you get some good cuts from the hatchets as you yank them back out from between its limbs.
I'm sorry, Mr. Coyote.
I would like to throw a poison bomb.
Ooh,
Ooh.
mixing it up.
Go for
Mixing it up.
She also has like a million poison regions, so it's fine. She can make more. Ooh.
That's
Poison
pretty good.
working.
Which numbers are those?
7, 9, 8, and 6.
6, 7, 8, 9?
Yeah, that's a more natural way to say it, I suppose. If you want to be all mathematical.
And I guess in that case, I'll go for 10.
All right.
23.
23.
Yes.
Okay, as you burst this bomb in the nearby area, these coyotes already, like, sort of out of breath from running to outmaneuver you and already running quickly, don't have a chance to react like the other ones. They hack pretty heavily. The one that you yanked the hatchets out of sort of falters to the floor.
Number 7.
He's down.
He's down.
For 10, it's only 10 damage. Only 10.
All right, what are you doing? Just a good cleave?
Yeah, just a good cleave.
What did you roll?
2 1s, a 5 and a 3. Like,
Ooh.
the 5 is good.
2 6s, a 5, and a 3.
Oh, we had the exact opposite rolls. Can I change one of these?
No.
Okay.
All right. Absolution follows your lead, though. You see him hack down number 2 and then push this guy out of the way.
So number 2 is a corpse, right?
Yeah, now it is.
Okay.
I'm also going to use one of my special tactical off-turns to tell Absolution right beside you. Number 5.
All right, Absolution delivers a nice cut to number 5 as well.
Man, good thing I saw that there.
Elbjorn surges forward with a lunge and gets a nice big jab between the ribs of this one here that falls to the ground.
I'd like to use my tactical off-turn to tell Elbjorn to do the same thing to 8.
He's out of reach, he says.
Okay.
Then before it goes to... Well, I guess the coyotes have their thing, right?
Yeah, I just need to mark down some stuff from attacks. 10 was hit by Absolution, and so was 5, right?
Yep.
All right,
Yes, that is 5.
excellent. Now it is the coyotes' turns. Oh, no, right, it was all your turns first, and now that's resolving, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then Trunk, Elmira, and Steelfist have a chance to reel back. Steelfist takes a nice hit at 6, which doesn't seem to do too much. Elmira rides wide and shoots an arrow into 1, which kills it, then 5. Shrunk rushes back and cleaves into 4. Who did I just say I hit?
C4.
And then before that?
And C5.
Thank you.
And technically C1 too, but C1's dead.
That's how she be sometimes.
That's how she be. Cruel mistress.
Now that it's the coyote's turn, number 4 starts retreating and struggles back up the hill here.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, Mr. Coyote, I think that's probably a wise move.
These ones, however, swarm their next target.
No! Oh, Mr. Coyote.
There's 2 attacks against Henny, 2 against Vesta, 1 against Elbjorn.
And you guys have +5 threshold from the group.
I have +5 threshold from the group, +5 because I'm holding. Well, does it count if I have a compact weapon
one should be
in
here,
one
right?
hand if both are compact weapons?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 15, and I can roll to dodge both of them because I have off turns.
Yep.
Man, I love this game.
The first attack against you is a 24 to hit. That would be swift balanced. What kind of armor do you have?
Gambison.
Right, so then I believe you're vulnerable to swift but resilient to heavy. So I think that still makes you vulnerable.
I'm wearing chain.
Yeah,
so...
because it's just swift.
Mhm.
Swift neutral.
So then it would double the initial damage to 44 for the
44. Okay.
Man, they really cut into you.
They're really cutting into me.
I'm
Man.
wearing chain, which means I'm good against Swift.
Oh, and the worst part is I rolled a 25.
Oh, that would have been so nice.
So the first attack against Vesta with the resistance is initially a 21, goes down to 10.
Do I have the +5 from the...
You have +5 from the unit.
Okay, because I think I'm still on a horse.
Oh. Yeah, only Elbjorn got off the horse.
Oh!
Even, like... Oh, wait, no. Henny got
I
off
jumped
the
off
horse.
the
Henny got
horse.
off the horse, yes.
I'm still on the horse.
Okay, so then you don't have the unit bonus.
Okay.
And the threshold is not +5,
Can
it's
I-
+3.
Roll to dodge.
Yep.
Because
How do I
Vesta's
dodge?
not in the unit.
You're gonna roll a.
That doesn't
Is it
matter
just a
anyway.
physical-
You're gonna roll
Yeah.
grace and then add that to your
I,
threshold.
I like numbers.
Okay, we're good.
Man.
In that case,
I
the
like
next
threshold.
attack against Vesta.
I've noticed.
The next attack against Vesta is initially a 20, so it goes down to a 10 again.
I tried to dodge, and I'm good.
All right. The last attack against Henny is
50.
Yeah, probably.
23, so 46.
Okay, now, is that 46 to the threshold, or does that include like the damage taken after threshold is passed?
This is basically like it applies to damage first, then everything else happens. So it's as if you take 44 or 46 damage.
Okay.
So how's your health doing?
I'm alive.
But like, how's your health doing?
I'm alive. Yes, 46.
Do
Nope.
we have anybody that does doctoring?
Nope.
Salus did doctoring.
Sal's did doctoring. Oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
If he's...
Where are you at now?
I'm at 21.
Alright, seeing him get swarmed, I'm gonna take the corpse that's next to me and I'm gonna burst it.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, so you just kind of see Reginald, like, his eyes start to glow blue and he, like, turns towards the coyote and just kind of points his hand at it and then swings his hand towards you. And the coyote just kind of into blue energy and goes to you.
Yeah, so as this happens, you see, as described, the flash of light in the eyes and the point, and the coyote, like, basically just gores. From there, there's almost like a bluish smoke that hangs in the air for a quarter second before roiling towards you.
And what do I roll for that?
I'm not sure. I'm going to double check that.
I want to say it's my planar. I want to say it's
It
my
should
planar
be.
sky roll.
Henny closes her eyes and accepts death.
Well, that's unfortunate because I'm trying to keep you alive.
Yes, but Henny does not know this. All she knows is that this strange, well-armed person just did inexplicable magic and pointed it at her when she is bleeding out.
Right, okay, I've double checked the rules. So as that explosion of gore happens, it should not be gore. It is gore, but like it's a little burst of sunlight that just sort of dazzles you for a second.
Oh,
As the smoke roils into you, you regain 50 stamina.
Oh, it's just straight 50.
Yep, it's a
Whoa.
once per game.
Okay, there you go.
Man, you're feeling pretty good after that.
Don't get hit again.
yeah, it does feel kind of bad that I would be better off without armor, I think. If it doubles damage, but that also...
It's against these ones in particular as well, so.
Well, and
That was almost dramatic.
I was almost dramatic. But it's fine.
Poor Vesta's character sheet.
Yeah, that's this character sheet.
Alright,
man.
so was that everybody's turns?
I think so.
Well, like, that was an off turn for me for the coyote during the coyote
Right,
attack.
so that was all the coyote turns, so it should be
Mhm.
back to you guys again.
Actually, that's not a onslaught, right?
Hmm?
That would, like, me bursting the thing as an off turn wouldn't be an onslaught.
If it's as an off turn, I would count it as one.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm okay with this. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this. Yeah. How much for a run?
So for a run, it consumes your main action, but you
Yeah.
add your physical to your speed.
So my +4 would give me 4 move?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
That's 2.
3, 4?
All right. Absolution closes the distance here.
Whasha!
Trunk and Elmira move around the side. Elmira fires shook, shook, shook into 10. Trunk is out of range by the time he's riding around. Steelfist rides by and fires a fist bolt of force at number 3, which is splattered as well. 4 escapes the area.
Henny is pretty stunned, but she's gonna take a slash at C6.
How horrifying.
Okay?
I just like what just happened to Henny.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a good roll. That's pretty bad.
I was planning on doing it to Absolution to see how Absolution would react,
That's
but
an 8.
but something tells me that you kind of needed a bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So that's an 8 against...
This boy.
All right.
What is that, C5 in front of me?
Yep.
All onslaught C5.
All right.
Alright.
Elbjorn slashes at C6 as well. Somewhat ineffectively.
That's 17 for me.
I'm gonna tell Elbjorn, try again, Elbjorn.
And that was against 5 for you?
Yep.
Was that you using your...
Yes, it was.
Okay. The second slash is more effective.
I'm not trying to trick you into giving me free off turns.
Absolution hacks at C5 as well, leaving it weakened. 8 starts to try and escape. Anybody else have turn actions?
Vesta does, but doesn't really have anything that she's able to do. So maybe I'll just let it happen.
All right.
She hangs out.
You stick around and bolster the flank. This one scampers up and towards the edge. These ones as well try and escape. Elmira picks this one off. And as this one moves this way, is anybody going to take the opportunity?
I will.
All right.
So my eyes continue to glow again in the ultimate Sans Undertalesness. And I actually get to roll for this one.
Yeah.
Fuck. Just goes to show that I'm not actually good at magic.
You're just really showy.
That's a 9.
Well, let me double check my clipboard. Because that's against 6.
Yeah.
That's enough. Yes! They are retreating after all.
Oof.
So as these two here escape over the ridge and back into the wilds, number 6, as you point, there's sort of like another quick burst and its head just sort of pops and goes to the ground.
Oof.
If you're gonna try and take life, you better be willing to accept death.
Can I get any reagents off of these things?
You could probably salvage some healing
How you
poison.
doing?
Some, sorry.
And as I turn to you now that
Some
I'm closer, I
healing
just kind
poison?
of tip my hat.
How many?
I'm alive.
Do you know?
You would need to
Thank you.
actually like
Yep,
harvest them.
that's the power of the Red
Okay.
Star right there.
Can I roll Arcana? Have I ever heard of the Red Star before in my book of Arcana that I've been studying?
You would actually, yeah, roll for it.
I leveled up in Arcana because I've been reading it a lot. That's 15.
Wow. Wow.
15.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
You have explicitly never heard of this celestial deity before. You recognize this, of course, as celestial magic.
I've
It actually kind of strikes you because, like, you swear you just finished, like, the common celestial deities chapter.
I've never heard of that particularly deity, but I'm glad I'm not dead. I reach up my hand to shake yours.
Just kind of always happy to help.
All right, we should probably switch back to that main cam because that fight's over.
Yep.
While they're having this conversation, Vesta's gonna harvest. Can I just roll off me for that? Or
Yep. Actually, no, roll science.
6.
6. As you make your way through the corpses at the end of the fight, you figure you can probably get about 3 healing and 3 poison reagents.
Cool.
Or copper's worth, rather.
Yeah.
As for the rest of you guys, the stillness starts to fall after the battle, and you notice that it is somewhat late.
Oh, well, I mean, I still want to talk to the tavern and tell them to stop leaving their garbage out.
If we just killed all the coyotes.
Well, most of them.
Yes, but I mean, rules are rules, and we don't want more coyotes. A repeat performance. We came all this way.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, let's go talk to them.
Well, just gonna hop in and ask them very politely to not leave their garbage out.
In that
El-
case,
Elmira
absolution
sort of,
have things to do. So, yeah.
Elmira chimes in and goes, well, that's just a quick little job, right?
Yeah.
What if, I don't know, maybe one person sticks behind with you, just in case, and then otherwise the rest of us can ride on?
Yeah, sure.
I'll stay behind with you.
Thank you, Vesta. You have such a way with people. I appreciate that.
So you guys stick around a little while, and it's firmly into supper time by the time you guys are done at the tavern. You've gone by, you've spoken to people about leaving food out. Luckily, it seems that for the most part, the bins were secured. That being said, you expect the coyotes to come by no matter what, but they appreciate the warning and the precaution.
Well, I need somebody to blame.
Okay, let's head back.
Yeah?
All right. Which way do you guys go back to town? There's the way along the ranging trails that goes past the mine, and there's the way like through town.
Through town.
Yeah, anything to avoid the mine.
Yeah.
The new mine, not the old mine.
Oh.
Probably through town anyway.
Yeah, still through town.
Okay.
Mine's not really fun to walk past.
No, and I do miss living in a city. I really do. There's never any coyotes in the city. There's all sorts of fun political things going on.
Uh-huh.
No, well, serial killers, they existed, but they didn't turn people into parrots.
You're saying all this out loud?
Yeah, to no one in particular.
So
Except for Vesta, who's directly next to you and the only person around.
Well, I mean, I'm not expecting Vesta to be particularly interested in this conversation. But I am saying it.
You just keep bringing up the fact that her brother got turned into a parrot, though.
Like a week ago.
Yeah, it happened. We gotta figure out why. It's
As
kind of all I've been thinking about for the past couple weeks.
as you're talking, you notice that it's reasonably late. It's like probably closer to like the evening rather than supper time. And you're passing all the newly built houses on the way home back through the village. And you see that there's an older looking mousefolk walking with 3 children. Well, really 2 children. One of them is older, probably a younger teenager. One of the teenagers and one of the children both seem to be walking with assistance. One of them, like the teenager, just has a cane, but the younger one has a pair of crutches.
Interesting.
Is the younger one called Tiny Tim?
It would feel rude to ask them like
Yeah.
what happened, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Is it the same old man from before?
No.
Okay.
Not the same children either.
Okay,
Whew.
yeah, no, it would be rude to ask.
Would be rude to ask.
We continue on, I guess.
Yeah, I'm continuing on.
Both of you guys, are you above novice and understand?
I have to understand.
To understand, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Both of you can clearly tell that these are like mobility aids for something more long term based on their gait. This isn't
Okay.
just like someone injured.
I still feel like it's rude to ask.
Yeah, it'd be really rude to ask.
I mean, you guys are just passing people on the road.
I'm just passing
Yeah.
people on the road, and once we're clear of them, I'm gonna turn to Vesta and go mining accident.
They're children.
Children go into the mine here.
Oh, they do. Right. Yeah. Probably then. Or what's that thing that Stephen Hawking has?
Cerebral palsy? No.
MS?
MS?
Yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head,
I
but I mean,
know.
MS would put you in crutches as well. So yeah,
They're related.
Could be some sort of illness or disease.
Or a terrible plague that's sweeping the nation.
I'm sure surely it's not that.
You guys continue to discuss the way up the road and go from subject to subject. It's reasonably late easily past dark by the time you guys get back to the cabin. Everyone else is there as well. Mostly everyone.
Was that an oof?
It was a little.
Oh man. Okay. Is the new guy here, Reginald?
Yeah.
Reggie?
Corvo's gone to bed, but you spent time getting to speak to Corvo.
okay.
Corvo specifically seems to be talking a lot about someone by the name of Baron Lindsay Blythe. That's what you remember.
Okay.
It doesn't ring any bells for Absolution, though.
Okay.
So Vesta doesn't even know this guy's name yet, I think.
No, probably not.
Yeah, so I guess she goes up to him and is like, hey, what's your name?
Well, my name is Reginald Clarkswell II.
Can I call you Reggie?
No, you may not.
Okay, Reggie.
You may call me Reginald.
Sounds good, Reggie. So where you come from?
Hey, Vesta, names are important.
I ignore you.
I like this masked person.
I'll take off the mask. You know what? I trust you. I'll take off the mask and I'll give you my hand and say, my name's Henny.
My name's Reginald Clarkswell II.
Have they given you a room yet? I don't think Steelfist is using his.
Oh no, they found me a room. Yep.
Okay, good.
Right on the other side of Steelfist. Yep.
Nice. So where you come from? Where'd you go?
Lots of places, really. Born in Redwine, traveled around a lot, fought in the war, and fought in the war, and fought some more in the war, and then just kind of traveled around after that.
Can I roll politics to see if the number of wars that he listed makes any sense whatsoever?
Go for it.
Because that seems like a lot of wars to be fighting in.
They weren't individual wars, it's just fought in the war.
I see. Okay, because I did roll a 13 for that.
You're actually not sure because Reginald looks old enough to potentially have been in multiple wars.
Crazy.
Got a fascination with birds at all?
No. Why? Anything interesting going on with them?
No, not really. Just wondering.
Was that supposed to be a dig at Corvo or me?
Neither of you.
Okay.
It's a dig at both the Salus and the serial killer.
Yeah.
You know, parrot.
Oh my god. Like, in the interlude, I feel like Henny has gotten very paranoid, and you've just kind of gotten mean.
Her brother died like a week ago.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's abnormal, I'm just saying. I'm kind of mean.
Well, you guys start to wind down. Absolution uncorks a bottle of rosé and has a nice measured glass, and Albjorn uncorks a bottle of whiskey and has a nice measured swig. Steelfist seems to be mostly just stretching and sort of lounging back, stretched right in front of the fire.
I'm going to go up to Reginald with my book, my Arcana book. I'll say, well, I guess this book is incomplete. I don't see the Red Star listed. Would you mind helping me make an entry?
How much would I know about the Red Star in detail?
Well, this is what you know. The Red Star is a celestial that follows the path of a greater celestial known as the Fallen Star. There's a couple different stars that follow the Fallen Star. That one being the ones that you know of are the Fallen Star and the Chain Star.
I say all of that.
The Red Star is a deity in particular that has a particular quest it seeks to achieve, and otherwise is devoted to honesty and truth.
All right, I'll note all that down in my little Arcana book.
And I as I'm saying this, I kind of sing praise as I can, where I can insert it. Other than that, he's dedicated to honesty and truth. I go, I live my honest life, and he rewards me.
Okay, I'll put that as a footnote here.
Later on in the evening, after your discussion, Absolution sort of, as an aside, is sort of just take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Celestials are not to be trusted.
I mean, yeah, but information is information.
Yes, it is.
And I show up the page and it says every single piece of information according to his followers.
Also, I probably would have, if you would have let me take the mark, I would have also drawn in the picture of what is it? The flying. It's like a winged sea turtle.
Yeah, it's a winged sea turtle.
I would have drawn that in. It's the same drawing that's on my back. On my shell is just a red winged sea turtle.
Can you make me a mental art roll for that? No, I don't know what roll that would be.
It would be craft art.
Okay, you know what? So above average.
Craft art would be 8.
Or sketching.
Yeah, you get an 8. You get a pretty good sketch.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Descriptive.
Yeah.
Vesta does not trust this new man.
Trunk and Elmira throughout the evening are sort of just talking to each other in their rooms. You hear mumbling, but not much else. Eventually, you guys settle into bed, presumably.
Yep. That's what I'm doing.
Eventually, dawn comes. You guys don't get all the rest you needed, but, you're on a sleep cycle. You get back up.
How much do I heal from sleep, by the way?
Yeah, that would be very good to know.
You guys went to bed in the early night, so then it would be late night, witching hour, twilight, and then you wake up at dawn, so you've only had 6 hours of sleep.
I'm going to sleep in then. If sleeping in will help me heal, I will sleep in.
You're able to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I would like to be at more than 70 health.
The rest of the party...
I'm at 70 health too. Yeah, I think I'll join you in that.
The rest of the party sort of seems to be obliging and takes a bit of time to rest. You heal 14.
Okay.
You would be healing 8.
And new bed.
And are you tired as well?
Yes.
You heal 12.
New bed, new people. It's a little bit awkward,
Now that it's sort of the early morning, you start to stretch and get ready to wander off. What are you guys doing today? Friendly rangers?
Well, I have no idea. I'm not even a ranger. Unless Corvo invited me last night.
As it happens, you were looking for some excuse to work here, and they said that they had a position and that you would be contacted in the morning.
Okay. I'm waiting to be contacted.
Sure enough, Corvo toddles down. Looks like you got approval from the creditor to join these guys.
Well, looks like I'm with you.
Awesome. yeah, it's pretty simple work. You ride down the trails, make sure there's no trouble.
Oh, I won't be doing no riding. Horses don't like me.
I didn't know horses had things against religion, but...
No, it's not about religion. It's about size.
Ah,
I kind of look at Trunk. He's like, he's a bit of a big boy, but I'm heavier. I'm definitely heavier.
I see.
A horse's spine can handle me.
Can I roll science to see how much weight would it be for a horse to
Roll
spine
for
to
it.
crack?
Or at least be in discomfort. Like,
I rolled a 9.
Definitely more than a Trunk, less than a Reginald.
you also don't
Okay.
have any movement.
Yeah,
Like, how do you get around?
slowly. I am a turtle.
Oh man.
Imagine me just kind of...
Oh man, how did you get here?
Well, how long was I walking? Last village I passed, it took me about a week.
Wow. Oh, man. That is slow.
Yeah, it's a different pace of life for sure.
There's a clattering of hooves coming up the road. You see the captain, the guard captain, at the head of what looks like a mid-sized group of soldiers. There's a couple of them.
Well, I'm putting my mask back on because I don't trust that boy.
I grabbed my shield.
As they make their way up, they sort of skid a little bit and kick up a bit of dust. We found another body. Well, not another body. We got another missing persons report, and let's just say things aren't looking good. We'll show you what we last found, and from there we could use your hands sweeping the area.
Body? What's going on?
I assume this is not an official invite to the investigation.
If I'm showing up and asking you, then it's official. This is an official invite to this portion of the investigation, under our direction.
A lot of red tape. Okay.
Investigation. What's going on here? I only just got this job.
We got to get back. You guys take a bit of time to explain.
Well,
The captain.
it's going to be a long walk, so let's explain on the way.
I feel long.
Just starts walking towards town.
Have you ever heard of a roller sled?
No, I have not.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
I think you might enjoy it.
Uh-huh. I think I might.
Well, on to less pleasant matters. Well,
We explain the situation.
does Vesta explain the situation?
No.
Okay, I explain the situation. Out of earshot of Vesta.
Well, Vesta's right there. Like,
Yeah, but I don't want to put Vesta through that explanation more than we have to.
That's oddly convenient. Or, not convenient, considerate.
Let's relive your trauma for the benefit of a stranger you don't trust.
Remember when your brother died? Man.
like a week ago.
That was pretty cool. I mean, bad.
Man.
Yay.
So you guys are led all the way out to where there's like a new bunch of houses, and you see that there's a broken lantern halfway off the trail. That seems to be where they're looking for clues.
Broken lantern.
Do we have an age, gender, name?
Well, the ones that we're missing are Lindsay Strong, Alan Strong, and Colin White.
There's 3 of them.
Lindsay Strong would be about 15 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Alan and Colin both 7, 8-ish.
Children.
Mm-hmm. Any distinguishing characteristics? Tattoos, burns,
Yes.
birthmarks?
Colin was a little... We don't know what it's called, but he's got some troubles. Has a difficult time keeping up in school, focusing, hard to talk to him. Alan walks with crutches, has a muscle problem. Lindsay walks with a cane, has the same thing, but much less so.
Are they? Who's their family?
Right, well, Colin's got a set of parents, the Whites, and the Strongs are the Strongs' kids.
Okay.
Do we know when they were taken?
We got a report late last night, middle of the night actually, that they didn't come home from school.
We saw them with an elderly gentleman last night.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yes.
Could you describe this gentleman?
Mouse folk.
That was it. Oh, really?
Mouse folk.
Old.
Yeah.
Well, you already used that adjective.
You guys describe, just mundane clothing,
Yeah.
colored tunics and pants, and a rough fur color demeanor. About halfway through, the guard captain starts filling in more details, asking about, gait, a sort of weird, surly, but not disappointed look. And he sort of nods. That'd be Maurizio, the teacher. I've got some guards up to go and ask some questions. Would you guys be willing to sweep the area, see if you can find any clues out in the woods? We didn't find anything up the road, but a little ways off, maybe.
Okay, sure.
Absolutely. And I give him my sweetest I hate you smile.
Okay, let's go back to where we
underneath
saw
the mask
walking.
or mask
Underneath
up?
the mask.
Underneath
And I do say I'm honored to be a portion of the investigation.
He doesn't say anything. He just goes. Before too long, the guard clear out. You're here near the newly built houses with, a broken lantern.
Is the lantern warm at all?
The lantern is not warm, it's cool. However, you notice that it does have a large amount of lantern oil in it, and the glass is cracked. It's broken on the ground, presumably from falling.
So someone would have just refilled it. But
Well,
Let's go to the area that we saw them walking last night. The exact location.
That's where you are, actually. The place where you saw them was maybe a couple miles up the road.
okay.
So we can assume that the lantern broke near early night because of how much oil is still in it.
Yeah. And we can also assume it broke. Well, are there signs of a struggle?
Well, I'm going to mark these down on the map. Where this yellow pin is a clue. The two blue ones are bodies. And then I believe the green you set for town, the black is the rookery, and then the two red ones are foreign military settlements.
Oh, they found bodies.
This was Salis and Annette.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, as you look for signs of a struggle, give me some kind of roll.
It's gotta be my sleuth roll. And I'm pulling out my magnet-ending flying glass, searching around. I think that was an extra d6, but... 10, 11, 16.
16. You're surveying the area, and you notice that actually, sort of, not square in the middle of the road, but still fully within it, there's a bunch of kicked up dirt. You don't see any heavy boot gouges or anything, but you do see that the area, if anything, was cleared away, and there's a lot of sort of disturbance in the area.
Now, this is just a hunch, but
This is very close to the cracked lantern.
I don't think the teacher was the one who took them.
As you look along the road, that's when you start seeing the gouges. They follow up a little ways, and as you point them out, you're looking up the road. Albjorn follows them to your feet. You follow them to Reginald's feet, and then they go off down the road. Small boot prints. Very small.
Ratfolk boot prints?
Mousefolk, yes. They've got sort of a weird imprint to them. You see all kinds of boot prints, but these ones stick out for some reason.
Okay.
And there's no cane mark or a crutch mark beside them?
Not beside this set of boot prints, no.
They stick out because of the tread, or just these are unusually made boot
They're-
prints?
You're not sure why they stick out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Does anybody want to do a mental grace roll?
I have high mental and high grace.
Do
Go
it.
for it.
Go for it.
I was built for this. I rolled horribly, but that's okay. I have a 7, 10, 15.
15. You move a little ways from the tracks and you sort of move your feet to match them. As you look at the size, you figure, small child, or smallish, a child in any case. And based on the gait, there's sort of a looseness, so probably not a preteen or anything, a little bit younger than that, still uncoordinated, and they were running, based on the way that the dirt's kicked up. These ones are deep enough for you to follow for some time.
Let's follow them.
Can I roll understand? Well, I don't know if we understand it. What would you make me roll to see how incompetent as investigators these dang guards are?
No, that'd be understand.
All right. 'Cause this is suspiciously incompetent, don't you think?
To not see.
To not see these boot prints? I got a 10.
A 10.
Or sorry, a 7.
A 7. You figure that maybe you're just a bit smarter than they are. At least that's the way your brain words it to itself.
Yeah.
Truth is, you figure that probably you have a sharper eye and your companions do as well for these kinds of things. After all, you guys are adventurers. You're more worldly than town guards.
True. I'll chalk it up to incompetence and not purposeful ignorance.
Okay, let's follow the boot.
Yep, following the boot prints.
All right. You follow them down a little ways. From there, actually, who's sweeping the road on each side? Presumably you guys are doing an actual coordinated sweep and going person, person, person. How's it organized?
I guess I'll be on the right side.
Sure, I'll be in the middle.
Elbjorn.
This is a line of 8 people.
Oh, man. Okay.
Elbjorn. Like, there was no position or anything.
Okay.
Just Elbjorn.
Reginald?
Now this-
I was assuming that we were talking about the far side.
Penny.
This reminds me of like exits are north, south, west, and Dennis.
So I'm assuming this is how the line is.
Yes. Elbjorn.
Okay. Reginald, Henny,
You forgot the
Albjorn,
How did I?
Absolution jumps in.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll just hop in wherever. Like,
Then
You
that
don't know how to
leaves
spell
Trunk,
Albjorn, do you?
Elmira, Steelfist.
It's after the B. There you go.
So then you, at the very edge, you start to see actually that there's some tramped down foliage here. Someone was running through the brush. That being said, as you look, it's just the foliage, no cracked sticks. They were quick and careful.
Well, looks like someone was running through here. Very quick.
From there, as you continue to sweep, the impression moves and meets the tracks where you see they just stop.
Quick, eh? That I guess that rules you out as a suspect, and I kind of give you an elbow as a.
Ah, yeah, got it. Because my armor weighs me down. Yep.
Can I roll?
Additionally, Steelfist leans in and he seems completely oblivious to what you said. Those are some particularly small boot prints, and they don't go that deep.
That is an astute observation.
Are you sure you're not the one who studied to be a detective?
Detective Steelfist.
Has a nice ring to it.
Really does. Then again, anything really does. Inspector Steelfist. Dr. Steelfist.
Well, that one's I'm a little questionable on.
Professor Steelfist.
Now that I would attend that lecture.
Mr. Steelfist.
That is your name.
Mrs. Steelfist.
Mrs. Steelfist.
Is there a Mrs. Is there a Mrs. Steelfist?
Miss Steelfist.
I admire your optimism.
So yeah, it looks like the prints just stop here.
Okay. Makes me think it's not the teacher.
Do they stop as in like they stop running, or
They
the
just end.
track just goes like you can't see anymore?
Like it's as if the prints just disappear.
Can we look for evidence of tampering?
Yes. As you look down, actually, it doesn't take long to figure, like, the other footprints and stuff are still there. If anything, it looks like... Actually, as you look, there's a particularly deep set of prints that takes you time to notice, because they're not as notable as the other ones. These ones seem to have a bit more impression, as if lifting someone off the ground and you're there, and then they move off the trail. From there, it's tough to tell.
Boot prints. Picking up a kid. What size feet? Are we talking mouse folk? Boot prints?
Mouse folk,
Okay.
adult.
Okay, then where do those boot prints go?
From there, whoever it is has light feet, and you can't really see much past here. It would take some hard work to get a route from these without additional clues. That being said, if you guys aren't afraid of buckling down to hard work, then you could do it.
Well, it obviously... I don't think it was the teacher, because why would there be a struggle if they trusted him? Which they clearly did, because he was leading them somewhere. Why wouldn't he just lead them to his destination, unless they caught wind?
Well, we saw the tracks leading away that were a teenager that were running. Maybe they were running away from someone who was attacking him.
That's what I'm thinking. So I think we're dealing with a group of people rather than a single individual.
Elbjorn sort of like looks and goes, I don't know, I think maybe we should search this area a bit more before we move on.
Absolutely.
Elmira sort of disagrees and goes, I don't know, I think we got a lead, maybe we should follow this, maybe come back later?
Well, we don't want the trail to get cold.
Well, we can always split the group. He says just...
Easy for you to say, big guy.
Man, everything this guy says, Vesta's like,
just Vesta straight stare.
don't like you, Reggie.
I kind of put like a friendly hand, but a firm "don't attack him" hand on your shoulder.
Okay. I think we should continue following these boot print tracks. Because if we were to leave, like, they'll get quickly brushed away. You know?
I agree with that. I also think that we should explore the brush. I think splitting up is the best course of action, even if it's just for a little bit while we
just do half and half.
All right, and just for...
I'll stay here. Where I don't have to move that much.
Vital contribution. Okay, if you want to stay here so we don't get lost, that would be great. I will investigate the brush. Elbjorn, do you want to help me?
Yeah, alright.
All right.
I'll go with the other group, I guess.
And you go with Trunk and Elmira and investigate the boot prints. And we'll see where we end up.
Okay.
Okay. So, you team up with Trunk and Elmira. This is going to be another difficulty 50 check. This one's science.
What about absolution?
Ooh.
What about absolution? Where's absolution? Did
I thought
absolution stay?
everyone but the three was going to stay and do the sweep.
Ah, gotcha.
Does either Elmira or Trunk have science?
Elmira seems to be a decent tracker, so she's doing okay. Trunk's just kind of following along.
Okay.
It's gonna hurt.
Oh!
I mean, you can fail. You can fail and just not take the damage for that.
Yeah, I think I'll just fail.
Okay. You're probably out there for 15 minutes and you have the trail for a little bit, but eventually there's just not enough for you to follow. Whoever this is, they know how to hide. You eventually cycle back to the group and you guys are about a third of the way through your search. The rest of it goes pretty expediently with the 3 found additional members. You find additional clues in the area.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Notebook out.
You see that actually in the bottom of a ditch, and actually this is somewhere you walked past yourself, so you're not surprised not to have seen it the first time. Deeply embedded down where it's sort of like murky off the side of the road, there's a cane that's fallen. You see there's a tiny little couple flecks of blood near the handle.
Is this a child-sized cane or an adult-sized cane?
About an adult size.
Okay, I'm going to pick up the cane.
As you dredge it out, you get it out of the swampy bit, and sure enough, near the handle itself, there's a few flecks of blood that you can get a look at.
All right. Well, we'll have the boys have the boys in the lab take a look at this. And by lab, I do mean ritual magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say a giant ritual magic
Do we
circle.
have anybody that can do ritual magic?
No, those are like our 2 weak areas. It's ritual magic and
Someone could
medical.
take the blood to the local wizard.
That's a good idea. I think that'll probably be our next stop. Did we see anything about where because the brush was trampled down as though someone had run through it.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get any indication as to direction or where they came or went from?
Yes. You can't track, just like how you couldn't track the footsteps after they went further off the trail after the person was picked up. Before roughly the location where that scuffle happens and the running starts, you can't find the tracks backwards. However, they do start there and the running goes until the picked up boot prints.
Okay, so they were running out of the woods.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the edge of the field, as it happens, you see that buried inside a bunch of, like, low bushes, there's a snapped pair of crutches.
Snapped.
Okay.
Based on the size of the bush, you suspect that they were snapped to be more discreet rather than snapped for any other purpose. Otherwise, if they were full size, they would poke out.
Someone purposely trying to hide them.
Someone purposely trying to hide them, and if you're trying to move children with mobility issues, if you're trying to move more than one without canes, this points to there being a group of people that can carry children.
Well, could also have been someone who's really strong.
Or somebody that's not very strong. Children aren't very heavy.
Or maybe he had a horse.
Perhaps.
Unless...
I don't think a horse would fit. Would a horse fit through this brush and bramble? Like, it wasn't a horse that came running out.
It wouldn't have been easy, and you didn't see marks of a horse.
I don't think it was a horse. I think it's also has a good chance of being a group, because while there was a scuffle going on over here, the child ran for a fair distance, it seemed. Far enough away that if it was just one person fighting, then he should have had a good chance of escaping. I think we're looking for a group of people.
All right. What's everyone's mental score?
5.
2.
Okay. You're the one who notices. Interestingly, there's a couple different wagon trail marks along this section of road 2. They all seem to be for like a 4-horse wagon, it looks like.
4-horse wagon. Now, this is a pretty small place. Are wagons common?
You've seen a couple here. Wagons are ubiquitous around the world for just moving heavy shit, especially for the mine. There's a lot of wagons.
Right, but we're not anywhere near the mine right now. We're in town, right?
You're a little ways from town, but further from the mine.
4-horse wagon. So that would make sense if they're loading people onto a wagon. Why they don't need
From there, you
crutches or cane.
look around further, but don't find anything after a little while. It's then, after you finished the bulk of that sweep, that the guard return. Sure enough, the teacher didn't show up for lessons this morning, and can't be found elsewhere.
This teacher, did he have a cane?
No.
We saw the teacher last night.
I wasn't paying attention. I was trying not to stare. It seemed rude.
Oh, sure, you get suspicious of a giant turtle standing in the middle of the road, but an old man, oh no.
Well, now, to be fair...
I'm not actually saying that out loud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the turtle doesn't.
I actually didn't know that you were suspicious of me because you gave no indication that you were suspicious of me because you were wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So, the guard, they've come back. I'm going to ask them if they found anything on their end, if they found any clues or any hints or any...
Yes,
anything.
actually. Apparently, the parents had a deal with the teacher.
Okay.
He would stick around late one night a week to make sure that their kids got a bit of extra education and would walk them home. They need a bit more attention, both for very logistical and just interactional problems with learning with the other students.
And I'm assuming that particular day was yesterday?
That particular day was yesterday, but every week.
Every week, okay.
Every week since they moved the school to the mine.
Makes sense. I suspected as much. So I have something that I'd like to say. I'm trying to use the fact that we have a clue that they don't have as sort of a leverage to get into the investigation officially. Would that be a politics role or a social role? Like a social...
That would be very much a convince.
Okay. Then that's what I'm rolling. I'm saying, well, I feel like I would be able to help in a more complete fashion if I was given access to the full investigation. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
That was a 1.
So yeah, basically, you say this, and Captain Rollins just looks at you and goes, "What do you know about the missing and potentially murdered children in our town?"
Fair point. I did find some blood. I was planning to take it to the wizard, and I show him the cane.
Good call on bringing this to the wizard. That'll give us an answer. Thank you.
Man, you failed that roll.
I failed that roll real hard, and also, just imagine somebody in a suspicious robe and a suspicious mask being like, "Hey, you should let me in here because I have information that'll blackmail you on maybe."
Yeah.
Could have gone worse.
Could have gone a lot worse.
Could have gone better.
Well, that's true of pretty much everything in this game. Okay, well, next stop is the wizard, I think. Unless the guard is...
They're willing to bring that stuff to the wizard and report back to you guys.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm taking it to the wizard myself. I'm just asking if the guard is swooping in here and taking over from me.
The guards want to take that over because they have to go back to town. In particular, they want you to see if you can follow any other trails in the area since you found some. They want to go and canvass to see if anybody else has information that might corroborate her.
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
I don't want to mess up things with the guard, but I also want to lie and say I have business in town. I was planning to go there anyway, and my associates are more than capable of investigating this particular scene while I go take the evidence directly to the wizard. But also, I just failed a social roll, and I don't want to do that again.
So what are you gonna do?
This is the lifeblood of the game. Okay, I'll stay back and investigate.
All right.
I don't want to piss off the guard because I'm pretty sure he's the one that took those kids. Because no society out here in the boonies would have this amount of red tape for no good reason.
Unless they just want to be a dick to you.
I'm a very likable person.
Yeah, sure.
Are you saying that in character?
No. No. Are you saying I don't want to piss off the guards because the guards are being ridiculous with red tape and out loud? Because, like, come on.
Once they're gone, yes. Mumbling to myself.
Well, as you guys look around the area, what leads do you want to pursue?
Okay, well, we have Wagon. We have Psychopathic Death Cult. The trails went nowhere.
Because there's no real way of determining which way a wagon's going, the hoof prints, especially with your own, are just too muddled. You can just tell that the wagons go up and down the road in two directions, towards and away from town.
Actually, can we follow the wagon trails to a point where they turn?
Yes.
Because the front wheels will turn first, followed by the back wheels.
All right.
Which means that if the front wheels turn like this, the back wheels will go in a more straight line towards them.
All right, which way are you heading?
I'm headed towards the first bend to see if I can figure out which direction they're going based on the turn.
Well, what is that on the map?
Let's see here, because we're just a little ways outside of town right now.
Mm-hmm. You are here.
Okay.
And you're roughly equidistant to where the main road splits between the tavern and the mines. And you're also the same distance to the intersection in town.
I'm going to the tavern area because that is quieter and the tracks are more likely to be visible.
Okay. So after all this work, it's roughly noon. So by the time you guys get to... Well, actually, as you're moving along, you see that here, all of the tracks turn this way. Particularly, you see that there's one major trip that's been made recently by wagon that goes away. One comes back.
Okay.
Or, sorry, it goes in, out, in.
In, out, in. Okay. That is the... Can't read that there. Blue River...
That would be the silver mine.
No, that's the silver mine. Okay. Silver mine. Silver mine. Yeah, that makes sense that wagons would be going in and out of a silver mine.
That being said, there's still distinctive enough marks.
But also, it's going in, so there's currently the wagon in there.
Mm-hmm.
The wagon should currently be at the silver mine.
Well, let's go into the silver mine and see how many fucking wagons a silver mine has. Probably a lot.
So you guys make your way up. Sure enough, there's a lot of wagons parked by the silver mines, but they're all, like, partially filled. You see that there's roughly 8 of them that are close to the opening, and it seems like sequentially they're being filled up one by one. 5 of them are full, 1 of them is mostly full. However, you also see that by Junker's tools, there's an impression where a wagon otherwise would be that the trails don't lead to. You also see that the wagon trails go to the mouth of the mine, out, and then they go along the ranging trail. Discuss.
Go along the ranging trail. That's just out in the boonies, ain't it?
Well, it would make sense for, someone to go along the less traveled path if they wanted to remain inconspicuous.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's my thought. Yeah, I suppose we'd have to ask somebody who's knowledgeable about the mine about the comings and goings of the wagons.
Why don't we just ask the people that are filling up the wagons right now?
Because Will's not here.
That's true.
Okay, hang on. I'll be the guy shuffling.
Hey!
Hey,
Nice shovel.
thanks.
This is great RP. I'm loving this.
So, do you know the specifics of the travel routes of all of the carts?
No.
Nice. Thanks.
Yeah, great. That's perfect. Yep. That's exactly what we need to know. Thanks for not knowing.
They pay me to shovel.
So how accurate is that conversation?
I don't know where you get the impression that I can hear what's going on when I'm out there.
Fair enough. Essentially, we walked up to a miner who had a shovel. So
Person who's filling up the carts, and we would like to go up to them and say, "Hey, what do you know about the traveling routes of these carts?"
Oh, these ones? Oh, yeah, we just, once we fill up all the wagons, we move them all out in one big convoy up to the town.
That's what I said.
What route do you take to get up to town?
Oh, just the main
Oh,
road.
quit yapping and start shoveling. We're not getting paid to stand
Who
around.
are you?
I've been working here for 5 years!
I've never seen you before in my life!
I'm missing something.
No, Gabe just said he was going to be the person, like, because we wanted to go up and ask the person, but you weren't here, so Gabe said he was going to be the person and basically just said, I don't know.
I ain't seeing nothing.
I ain't seen nothing. They only pay me to shovel.
Sorry, I got too into character.
That being said, since you're used to looking at wagon tracks, you see that around all of these ones, they've been sitting a decent while. They haven't gone onto the road.
Okay, so they
Man,
always
Henny really gets into her roles.
Really
Henny.
goes into the deep cover.
Who's Henny?
She's been undercover so long she doesn't even know who she is anymore.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
Okay, moving on.
I had a really funny joke about covers and how Shovel Boy is going to get under the covers with his wife, but your Spider-Man thing just obliterated my train of thought.
Like anyone else's trains of thought when they see enticing pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh, J. Jonah Jameson.
It's, you know, it really changes the tone if you go from I need pictures of Spider-Man to send me Spidey pics.
Well, that's the new update. The blogger Jameson. Send me Spidey pics. Hashtag Spidey pics.
Hashtag pick Spidey. Hashtag Spider-Man.
Hashtag Spidey Sunday.
Hashtag I'm still traumatized from the time half my friends died.
Hashtag pictures of Spider-Man.
Hashtag technology has advanced 5 years and I'm unfamiliar with new websites.
Hashtag Spidey pics.
Do you think that in the Marvel universe there's like there's porn of the Avengers, right? Do you think they know?
I think they watch.
Okay, which Avengers know, which Avengers watch, and which Avengers don't know? Because Vision, he knows.
Captain
Well,
America doesn't know.
The
Doesn't
thing is,
know.
you just gotta think, celebrity, like, knockoff porn is a thing, and most of them know.
Yes, but the thing is, a lot of the Avengers wear costumes that hide their face. I guess just Spider-Man and Iron Man, which paints a grim picture.
Look, I don't know how much porn you watch, but believe me, not knowing what someone's face looks like doesn't help at all.
But if you were a celebrity and you had fake celebrity porn made of you, would you watch it?
I think Black Widow 100%.
Yeah. 100%.
Probably would too, out of mere curiosity's sake. And I feel like a lot of the Avengers probably would too. Tony Stark 100% has seen it.
Captain America wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Tony Stark has commissioned it. Like,
he doesn't know, but you follow the money line,
Yeah.
and it goes back to Stark Industries.
Speaking of missions,
Right.
Anyway.
sorry. Please send us porn of Trouble Guy.
Please stop.
Gabe reacts too.
well, the wagon trails you were following led up to the mouth of the mine and then back out, and then on that ranging trail.
Okay, well, we can follow the ranging trail.
Yes. Let's do that.
All right.
Well, sure enough, you start marching on. Do you want to pass me the board? I'm going to find where those are at a time where I'm not in the middle of a thing.
Braver man than I.
I know where they are.
Okay. It's not the pins on the ground again, so, we're good.
So, from here, following the ranging trail, it leads onwards. Now it's like the mid-afternoon at least. You move past that narrower cliff road, where the tracks seem to fit within the road, but on horseback you're high enough that it feels thinner than that. Not that you'd know.
Honestly, why are we on horses with him in the party?
From there, you reach another watchtower, but it seems that, almost like on a planned route, the wagon goes off-road through a blind spot past the tower.
Of course.
Also, I think the horses love me.
I'm sure you're... I do imagine Reginald sneaking them apples and treats as he walks.
Probably, if he had any.
I feel like he does.
I don't know.
Like, if we have horses, we keep around horse feed and apples.
Yeah, but he doesn't put it in his pocket for the day,
Well,
But also, the reason why you're on horses is because you get off the horses and you feel fine. I'm coming up behind you like, all right, what are we finding?
In armor.
In armor.
I feel like Reginald just has great cardio.
Really does.
Got
But
that physical.
he's got that physical, but oh man.
As it dawns closer to supper time, you guys find the tracks turning off into the ruined ranch.
Uh-oh.
You see that actually tucked beside it, sure enough, there's an empty wagon.
Is the wagon truly empty? I search it.
As you move up to the wagon and take a look, you see that it's stained with blood.
How much
Deep
blood?
pools.
Oh.
There's no more like dampness, it's crisped up, but even then, like, you can tell that this has drenched the bottom.
Unfortunate.
Well,
Time to do some searching.
I would disagree with that.
I have to interject with a thought that I just had. I was trying to formulate a sentence of, that's a lot of blood, more so than when I do the Celestial Burst, but I was just like, what the hell is the name for the Celestial Burst? It's when the Celestial God grants me the gift of life. And then I went, nah, it's the Celestial Suck.
The Celestial Suck.
Yeah.
With 2 C's.
Well, first it's a nut, then it's a suck. Clip that, Twitch.
Yeah. So
There's a whole like RoboCop related GIF to do with that whole phenomenon.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to explain a meme to you later. Because this is not the time to go down that rabbit hole.
We're gonna find dead children. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's get back on that track.
We might as well find people who killed dead children.
Yes.
My suspicion. Here's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
We go in now.
Yeah.
We'll have to fight them.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
If we pretend we didn't notice, maybe they don't know that we know, and we can come back with the entire town guard.
Or we go in and catch them now before they escape.
That is a fair point. But my thought is if they're still hiding here, and we don't let them know that we know, which maybe is a little too late.
Probably too late. I think it's too late.
Okay, we're going in.
Let's go in.
All right, this is a big ruined farmhouse. There's an entrance in the back and the front.
Front entrance.
I'll go towards the back.
How about you take the front and...
Okay, I'll storm the front.
Me and Absolution will take the back.
Right.
gonna take you like way too long to get to the back of the farmhouse.
I like break down the back door. I'm here to fight, and
We're
you're
all
just
dead.
like, you're just like, they're like, no, there's no one here. It's empty. You guys are like leaving.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Ready to storm.
You guys kick down the door with a burst of dust. It's dark inside, so it takes your eyes a moment to adjust. You see something plain in the middle of the room facing the door.
I walk towards it.
I
wouldn't.
You see
light
what
it up.
seems to be the teacher wearing some sort of deathly regalia of bones and tissue. He's seated upon a chair that's been dressed up to look like a throne, holding a scepter made of bone and made of bone alike, some sort of scale. On one side of the scale is the heads of 3 children. On the other side is an equal weight in coal and silver. There's a plaque.
What
What
does
does
it
the
say?
plaque say?
The Judge, created by anonymous sculptor Maurizio Toms, Lindsay Strong, Alan Strong, and Colin White.
Well, I'd say we found him.
If you want to find a silver lining.
Sometimes that's the best kind of silver.
Isn't silver really important to Celestials?
It's all right.
Okay. Well,
But sometimes all you can find is a silver lining, and he just kind of pats you on the back. Very heavy pats.
oof. Thanks.
Okay, well,
Distantly, you hear, Rangers! Rangers!
I yell back. Yeah, we're here.
As you look out, you see that somewhat slow-moving, there's the guard captain and 2 other guards that are making their way up the road. Well, we got information pretty quickly. Whoever's blood is on that cane is no longer with us.
I would like to direct you into the farmhouse for a moment.
Okay.
It's not a pleasant sight.
No.
As you're walking up, because again, it's a farmhouse, so it's a little walk back to the house itself.
Yeah.
It tells you of what they found. There's a wagon that was reported stolen the same day. There was some construction to be done at the Church of Skrit, and they were borrowing a wagon from the mine. The wagon is taken, and the 2 draft horses were found just wandering town.
I point to the wagon near the farmhouse. It's like, is that your wagon?
Yeah, that looks like it.
Mm,
I take it we got the victims.
we got the victims.
You're going to need a lot of cleaner for that. That wagon's going to need a big cleaning service before you put any horses on it. All I'm saying, it's very nasty in there.
Oh my god.
Very nasty.
The guard captain and his fellow guards sort of stop for a moment at the door, taking in the warning before preparing themselves to walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Before too long, one of the guards sort of walks back out and vomits by the side of the stoop.
I'm going to walk over to him and give him heavy pats on the back. Just go, yep, get it all out. Get it all out.
The guard steadies himself for a moment and just sort of like leans on the banister for a moment, pale. The captain of the guard slowly makes his way out. Well, this one's easy to identify.
What do I have to roll to steel myself against a horrific sight?
You don't really get to.
Well, I want to figure out if this is magic or not. And to do that, I have to go back in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing.
You walk back in. The face sort of looks at you. The ones in the basket, too.
Gonna roll Arcana. See if this is
That was a good roll.
That's a 17.
17.
I'm looking for, I guess, just to see if there's any signs that this was done with magic or if it was somehow.
You were rolling Arcana, right?
Yes.
You see actually the faint markings of a circle around the ground. Judging by this thing of sorts, there doesn't seem to be any ritual magic to the thing itself, but you recognize the markings of a ritual circle, a protective guard against what appears to be scavengers. What did you roll again?
17.
17. Want to roll me a politics roll?
Sure. 17
Wow.
again.
You're in the zone.
I'm in the zone. I hate the fact that my zone is a sculpture of dead children, but here
Well,
I
it's
am.
roughly adjacent to that zone.
Okay.
It's like just outside.
Just outside that zone. Okay, thank God.
You recognize this as being from the like Patcham Scridite tradition, like religious practice from outside this region.
The circle itself?
Yes. A lot of the time, in especially small communities, usually religious practitioners will also be ritual mages to provide protections and guards alongside their services.
Against scavengers. And I'm assuming that in that connotation, that's like bugs and decay and rot. Okay. Well, that's a first real clue we've gotten. And I leave. And I probably also vomit.
Yeah.
Yep. Get it all out.
The guard captain is just sort of sitting on the porch. At this point, you can see that whatever animosity he's had towards you is gone. Clean cuts on the heads. Between the vertebrae. Practice blade.
Think it's a butcher of some sort?
I don't know that much. Butcher's the right word for it, though. What the fuck is this?
I would like to know the...
It can't be a person that's doing this.
No, I think it's a group of people.
Who, in our little town, would be able to do that kind of fucking nonsense? It's brutality. Who here raises their kids to be like that?
Sometimes people are just the way they are. Fucked up shit and all.
Fucked up shit is right. If they are the way they are, then whoever this is, they need to be stopped at the end of the same cold, dead fucking trail they left those kids at.
Well, we agree on that.
We find this guy, gets due process, and he dies. That's my word. The guard captain just gets up and starts walking towards his horse again.
I'd like to roll understand.
Go for it.
I want to see if he's acting.
Go for it.
I didn't roll great there.
Average.
Can
That's
I
a
help?
10.
Can I help and understand?
Yeah. You got a 10?
I got a 10.
I got a 12.
12. This guy's not faking it, and he's doing everything he can not to scream.
All right, I'm trusting him. I'm scratching his name off of the suspect list.
The guards ride off, and after a moment, it's somewhat dark, and you should be getting home, and you guys walk back to your horses too. And that's where we'll call it for this session, and pick it up next game with some more clues, hopefully.
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 You guys can find us here at twitch.tv/Mr. Croden. If you tune in on Wednesdays at the later half of 7, you guys can watch these episodes at youtube.com/Mr. Croden. And the rules to play this game are at bloodwine.fandom.com, written by us. Thank you for coming by. We got a Discord if you got any questions. Is there anything you'd like to announce?
yeah, no streams for the rest of this week because it's a holiday and I'm seeing, my parents, stuff like that. So, to everyone, happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
Gotta get that dual citizenship so you can get double the turkey just a couple weeks apart. That's gotta be horrible though, because it's like you run out of leftovers and then you get all the leftovers back. It's that time frame.
Why is that horrible? That sounds golden.
I'm a person who loves some stuffing. So
Yeah.
See, I was trying to be like relatable to the average viewer who gets tired of turkey, because like that seems to be the joke comedians go for, but like is that just what we're discovering, that nobody actually hates the leftovers?
I mean,
I'm down the whole time.
I don't like turkey, but I think we're also the same group of people that's just like food.
That's fair.
If you get tired of turkey, it's because you're eating it wrong. What you got to do is you got to come home from church on Sunday after having an exhausting day setting up sound equipment, taking down sound equipment. You got to come home. In the fridge, there is turkey, bread, the little raspberry goopy stuff you put on turkey, and stuffing. You put that in the bread. You get a turkey sandwich. You eat that. You are fulfilled for life.
Something tells me that this like relates to a close personal experience.
Yeah, and you do that. I mean, church not every day, but you do that for like the whole week.
Sound equipment every week? Every day for the week?
Sometimes.
Oof.
There's not every day of the week, but there'll be, we're going to set up sound equipment for church. And then, we're going to set up sound equipment for like Alpha. And then, we got to set up sound equipment for this thing. It's, man.
And I love that now is when we have the most viewers we've had the entire time.
We're just shooting the shit. Like, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, that's the end of the fucking stream, so sorry.
Bye.
If you guys missed some stuff, check it out on YouTube, because, like, I put a little bit of work into this one. You're going to want to pay attention the whole way through, because there's some things you might see in hindsight. Peace.
Bye.